How old were you when you discovered that it is possible to cultivate plants like the Zamioculcas, the snake plant, or the African spear in a glass container without any soil, using only water? I know, guys, it might seem like madness, because the Zamioculcas is a plant that does not like excess humidity, right? After all, in case anyone doesn't know yet, the Zamioculcas is a succulent. When it is planted in a pot with soil, you only water it every 15 days. But here, you are not only going to keep your plant alive, but you are also going to make it much more beautiful, hydrated, with vigorous, shiny, and very large leaves. The growth is much faster in water if you use the step-by-step process that I am going to teach you here. But pay attention, you have to do it exactly as I teach you for everything to work out and not rot. This is the professional technique you will see today in this video on how to plant in a glass container using only water and your Zamioculcas. Detail, without any soil. Without further ado, this is how we are going to do it. Here is the container we are going to use. Ideally, it should be a glass container. But why glass? Besides being beautiful, a glass container is also transparent, so you can see the development of the roots being formed down there. It can be a vase, a jar, or something more decorative. It doesn't matter. You will find the shape and container you like best. Ideally, it should be compatible with the size of the plants going into it. Another very important detail is the plant you will use for this water planting. I will show you the Zamioculcas today, but it could be anthurium, peace lily, calla lily, or lucky bamboo, plants where their environment is bright without direct sun. Why? If it is a plant that needs sun to develop, when you put it in the glass, it will heat up too much. The glass needs to stay in a shaded environment, which is basically the same environment as the types of plants I just mentioned. So, take note of this. The plant needs to be a bright environment plant that does not require full sun to survive. Now, I'm going to set our container aside, and we are going to work with the seedlings, with the plants. You bought the plant, and normally it comes planted in soil, right? We need to perform a treatment before taking it to the water container. The treatment is as follows. I chose 2 seedlings for this container. Since this container is a bit larger, 2 Zamioculca seedlings of this size will do very well. What I am going to do now is unpot and remove the soil from these Zamioculca seedlings, taking great care not to damage the root system, the roots of these plants. So, I will remove all the soil very carefully. Notice that it has a tuberous part, a bulb down here, characteristic of the Zamioculcas. This is what stores water and hydration to keep this plant for a long time without water in a pot, isn't it? But now, we are going to remove all the soil, not just from one seedling, but also from the other. And detail, there cannot be any residue of substrate, soil, or earth on these roots. We are going to remove the excess here, but we will also need to wash these roots, because if a little soil remains, it can cause a bad smell and even rot the roots. So, we will remove the excess and also perform a washing of these roots now. Look at how beautiful and healthy they are. Zamioculcas roots are very robust. Here are the roots already cleared of soil. Now, under running water, I need to wash all these roots so as not to leave any residue. I'll even increase the water pressure a bit to remove all the soil and substrate residue. If I find any rotten roots, I need to clean those as well. I also remove some dry and old leaves. Why? Because the glass is transparent, and we want to leave it as beautiful as possible. And if you leave the soil, as I said, there is a risk of rotting. I'm washing one seedling, and now let's wash the second one. With the roots well washed and without any type of substrate or soil, we are now going to the most important part, which is the assembly of our container. Here is the whole secret for this to work out perfectly. I have expanded clay in my hand. You can find it easily if you don't already have it at home. I'm going to first place a thin layer of expanded clay in this glass. I will place it very carefully because, remember, this is glass, and glass is delicate. We will start with a very thin layer indeed before starting to place the plant. And why do I use expanded clay? Is it to replace the soil? No. Expanded clay is what will help provide support for our plant that we are going to place here, our Zamioculcas. Once a thin layer is done down there, now I start positioning the plant I will use. But there is a detail about the expanded clay. Don't take it directly from the bag you bought and use it. It is well washed here to remove all dust residues. So, whenever you use expanded clay to plant in water like this, you must wash them. Now we are going to position one Zamioculcas at a time. Let's place it here very carefully, so as not to harm the roots. We placed one. Now I will place the second plant and level these roots to finish filling with the expanded clay. I'll keep adding it very slowly. The secret here is patience and care. Enjoy this process because it is very pleasant to do. I'll put a little on one side, a little on the other, and position it exactly how I want my plant to stay. I'll finish putting a bit more on this side until I notice my plant is very firm and leveled with the other. Look at how beautiful it's already looking, and we haven't even finished yet. What a wonderful container! I'll put a little more expanded clay on this side. While I finish this process, I want you to comment down below where you are watching our tips and videos from. Comment your city, your country, and your name so we know how far our videos are reaching and so we can get to know you better. You can stop adding expanded clay when you notice your plant is firm and has support. Look at how beautiful it turned out. Now comes the very pleasant process of adding the water. But detail, you need to add it the way I'm going to tell you here, because this detail makes all the difference in whether your plant stays alive or not. This is where many people make a mistake. At this moment, I'll even turn the glass jar a bit so you can notice the roots. Here we are going to add water, but we cannot under any circumstances add water so that it is above all the roots. No, part of the roots will indeed be submerged, but part of them needs to stay above the water level. So, notice how the water level rises so you have an idea of when to stop adding water. And this water isn't just any water. You should give preference to one type. I'll tell you the type in a moment. What I want you to look at now is here. Roots are submerged, and part of them are above the water level, and in no way is it touching the green part that is normally above the soil when you plant in earth. So, note this, part of the roots below the water level and part of the roots above that level. This is how your plant has oxygen to live fully, growing, developing, and staying well hydrated its whole life. This water you use to fill the jar should preferably be rainwater. If you don't have rainwater, no problem. You can use tap water, but tap water comes with chlorine. So, let it rest for a few hours, preferably from one day to the next, for the chlorine to evaporate. This way, you will insert chlorine-free water to hydrate your plant's roots, providing all the hydration it needs to survive. And here is the trick that few people know, and that avoids something very bad. Here your plant is in an open container with water, and it can attract mosquito larvae. They can proliferate here, but you can use an essence that drives them away, which is citronella essence. From a distance, you will give 1 or 2 sprays into your glass container. Citronella is a natural repellent that will greatly inhibit the presence of flies and larvae down there. What a fantastic tip! Look at how beautiful this looks. Your plant is always hydrated and free of mosquitoes. But there is a very important detail. It needs nutrients. It needs fertilizer. How do we fertilize without soil here? I'll explain that to you now. However, I will also give you the maintenance for this. Whenever you look at the water, it needs to be like this: clean, transparent, showing the cleanliness within it. I recommend you change this water every 5 days, but always check the level it's at, because the plant absorbs the hydration and the water level goes down. Water must never be missing from the roots of this plant. Otherwise, it stops staying hydrated. When the water goes down, you change it, replacing it with new, clean water to always have hydration. But now comes the very important detail to keep the leaves beautiful, shiny, and growing in a very lovely way, which is the supply of nutrients, the fertilization of your plant. The golden tip for nutrition is foliar fertilizer. Since this plant is in water and not in soil, fertilization needs to be done very carefully. You can use foliar fertilizer specific for this type of plant. I usually use the ready-to-use ones, but if you buy the ones for dilution, dilute them exactly according to the label's instructions. Since your plant will always be in an environment without direct sun, you can apply it in the early morning or late afternoon without any problem. Basically, you will use a spray bottle once a week and spray just over the leaves like this. Just a little bit. These droplets will remain, and the leaf can receive this nutrition through its pores and send it to the entire plant. But remember that this is a concentrated fertilizer. So, never exaggerate the amount in fertilization. Always follow the label instructions of the fertilizer you are using. This is the final result of your plant cultivated in water. Here I brought you what is tested and proven, and if you do it there, it works extremely well. You can do it at your home and tell us the result here, okay? But there is something very important I almost forgot to tell you. If you learn this for free, share it for free with someone else too. There are a lot of people who need to do this. They have the desire, but don't know the right way. Now you can share this tip with the person you like, who you know likes plants, and help them too. Everything we teach here is tested, proven, and free, thanks to the channel members who support us. Become a member. Click the Join button below and be part of this project. Help us continue bringing simple, practical, and educational content like this to you. I'll leave a prize here in the corner for you, but before that, subscribe to the channel and turn on notification bells, because it's the only way for you to receive new videos every day that we post here to help you. Now, I'll leave a gift here, a top-tier free video that will help you just as it helped thousands of people. Click the video below and come watch with us. We'll see you there. A kiss on your heart. If this story changed the way you look at the greenery in your home, please subscribe and like the channel. We are uncovering the secrets of nature that many have forgotten. Let's grow the future together. The next treasure of knowledge will be opened soon.